Well, if you're not doing anything, you'd be doing projects.
Yeah.
This is when you make your place good, is when off season's in.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, well, I don't have to do nothing. Deer season's over. It's like, no, this is when you need to be doing
Yeah,
something.
if you own private, start working. I mean, this is when I really enjoy my property. Man, I told you I've been getting my e-bike and just riding trails, hop off, walk a section of the woods looking for sheds. And I like seeing, I don't know, because you know how we do. We do not get on the property.
No, not during hunting season.
Here we go.
This segment's brought to you by Woodsman Custom Calls.
Man, I've known Sean a long time. Great dude. He makes a great call. I haven't helped him design the camo cutter, which we saw what that thing did in Missouri this year.
Man, yeah, we had a heck of a trip up in Missouri. Ended up taking 3 birds on that trip.
Yes, sir. That's one of the 11 calls he makes out of his Outlaw series, mouth calls. But he also makes slate calls and glass calls if you need those.
We've had Sean in here on the podcast. Really good guy.
Great call. Designed by killers for killers.
What is up, everybody?
Welcome back to the Hunt Experience Podcast, episode 42.
42, brother.
I always ask that as a question because I'm never sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't
42.
keep up with it. So I got a deal on Facebook today where it was one of my memories, and I had shared our very first episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. That was in 23?
23. Yeah.
23. Okay.
So happy anniversary.
Yeah, well, we'll take it. All right.
I think we took a few months off there.
Yeah.
Our numbers are probably double, but
Yeah, we took a little time off.
here we are.
Here we are now.
Back again.
Having a good time.
So you had a workout today already, 2 workouts, one in the morning and one this evening? Already?
Yeah, so, for those that don't know, I have a little side hustle, a fireworks business. Have been in that for, dude, this is 16 years.
It's crazy.
You were in it, for what, 3 years with me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you realize how much fun that was. But anyway,
Yeah.
so hot.
It was fun for a minute.
Yeah, until it wasn't, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it was smart. We'll see if it's smart. But I went ahead and bought fireworks ahead of the tariffs.
No, yeah, that's very smart.
Tariffs are coming, brother. Yeah. And as you know, fireworks come from China.
Yeah.
All fireworks come from China.
Yeah.
The rules are too stringent over here for us to make them. So, and it would be 4 times the cost.
I wonder, I'm sure probably the big companies probably, you would think Jake's and all those guys probably jumped on that board too, right?
What's that?
Bought before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I wonder if that'll affect you. Like, you can be, 5%, 10% lower. I know you try to do that anyway.
Yes. Yeah. That was my angle.
Yeah.
That I will have not paid the tariff.
Yeah. Exactly.
And everybody else will have paid the tariff. I mean, I don't know how many people did it other than me, but I don't think there's very many.
Yeah.
Because I got everything I ordered. Everything was wrapped nice.
Yeah.
There's no rush to it.
It wasn't the
pile.
It wasn't the 1st of July or what was it? I remember
Chaos.
that. I remember that crap.
June.
2 semi trucks rolling into my shop and unloading stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty nice.
So I got about 5,000 pounds today.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 skids, I think. And it was quite the ordeal to get them here. I had to bring them, to my storage building out there.
Sure.
Instead of straight to a container like we normally do.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that the savings was worth all the effort. And then,
Yeah.
So I'm going to be sore just because I'm not used to carrying that much stuff that many times.
Yeah, that'll definitely do it. Like back to the old hay hauling days or something, unstocking and unboxing and all that stuff.
Well, it was just me and Lex today. And Lex was the
whiner?
She was the secretary.
Oh, gotcha.
So she sat there with a sheet while I carried in and out.
Nice, yeah. Write this down.
Yeah, but I'm glad I had her because, man,
for sure.
I'd still be out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I did that today, and I'm going to pay for it a little bit. I can already tell.
Yeah.
I hit my head on something and wrenched my neck. And so I'm stoving up already. So,
and wait till you hit 50. That's what I felt.
It's just getting worse, right? It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I've been doing today. What'd you do today? Work
man. Yeah. I went to work this morning. It was a little chilly because I'm dressed in the hoodie and at 65 now, but it's kind of what I had on. So I was like, I'm coming over, but
you sound better.
Yeah.
Have you finally cleared up?
Yeah. For the most part. Yeah. Probably a good 90%.
Got rid of the plague, finally getting rid of the plague?
Man, I think so. I still have these tired moments where I'm like, man, why am I so tired? I don't know what's going on, but yeah, got rid of that. Yesterday, you text me saying you were get off. I was in the middle of a giant shop cleaning deal. It's like I took the boy's truck. I didn't. He drove it down there, and I was kind of supervised. He was doing brakes Saturday before last. Mm-hmm. And I just started walking around the shop like, oh my gosh, what is this? What is this? We got all these boxes, old parts and all that stuff. So,
You cleaned house?
yeah, we were in the middle of,
Mm.
hey, get all this, get it picked, get that, throw this away, do this, do that. It was like, I can't stand unorganized stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It ends up costing you money. I found a bunch of return parts and never got returned. So I was telling them I'm the Dobe, Department of Body Shop, Department of Body Shop efficiency here. We got like 47 cartridges for our printers and like, who's ordering all this stuff? Like, so, yeah, it was a good day. But today I got, my old box that I worked at when I was actually working on cars every day, just been sitting there for however many years I haven't been working on cars. And, so drug a trailer in today and loaded that up and, hauled it to the house. So I got pretty good little tool selection at the house, but now I have that lot bigger, nicer box. I've got a little Lowe's box there. And if you open too many drawers, it'll flip over and hit the ground. So, back that up, and it's a pretty big.
You get a full kit?
It's a pretty big box, one of those ones like you'd see in a typical body shop or whatever. It's probably as long as this table and pretty tall.
Nice.
And I went to roll it out, back right into the garage and almost took out my deep freeze. She couldn't get her shut down.
Ooh, she went on, huh?
I never forgot how heavy it was until I let her go down the ramp. So that was interesting. So,
well, yeah, some fun today, right?
Yeah, it was a good time. So
good times to be had. So we're both kind of knee deep in working on our places a little bit here.
Dude, I'm so far behind on so many projects right now.
But I seen you got started though.
I did.
Before the next monsoon we got.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. I wanted to get out there where it was kind of dry. So, yeah, I got, the boys living in one of my rentals over there. So there's some work I need to do over there. And his bedroom's free now. So ordered me a safe. But in the meantime, I need to do some painting in there. I think I'm gonna rip up the carpet and do some sort of wood flooring or something there. So I need to do that and paint and get everything kind of moved around in there. And then the other two bedrooms need carpet, and then I need to sheetrock over on that rental he's at and do a little painting over there. And then of course all the stuff on the farm. So yeah, I feel like I'm kind of in over my head right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Trying to catch your breath.
So when we tell them, I'll be like, hey, when we going to open up the pool? So that'll be on the deal. Where are we going for vacation? I mean, that's all. The truck season's coming up. So I'm asking to shut everything down.
Yeah, for sure.
So my head's kind of spinning right now. Like, man, I need to do, like all these things I need to get done. So
yes, because, we have to take a turkey trip somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I'm down for George's, and then, a guy I used to coach travel baseball with hit me up probably a couple Saturdays ago, and his company takes them to a lodge, like a turkey lodge in Missouri, somewhere in Missouri.
Oh, really?
And he's like, dude, we got a spot if you want to come. I'm like, yeah.
Sign me
I
up.
just won't tag out. I just won't tag out on my first trip to Missouri. I'll have to go back again.
Yeah.
And then we got that Kentucky deal.
Right. You talked about
which is a possibility. So yeah, maybe. I don't know. I may do some turkey traveling this year.
Cool.
Never killed a bird in Kentucky.
Right.
Kentucky? That's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
That's actually kind of cool.
You come up with that.
I may use that on my promo if we kill some birds in Kentucky. We'll have to remember that.
Yeah, I've never been either. So
yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
Well, the reason how that all started was because the velvet deal.
Yeah.
They got velvet over there. So I hit him up. He's like, I guys got a new property in Kentucky. Dude, are you going to be able to rent it out for lease that for velvet? He's like, well, probably not year one. I need to see what it is and everything else. But he was sending me all these videos of turkeys. It's like everywhere. So
that's our kind of odds. We like everywhere.
Yeah, that definitely helps for sure. Definitely helps for sure. So yeah, we'll see, man. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I mean, my Facebook reel and TikTok algorithm is all, people shooting turkeys right now. So that's what I've been.
You've been watching.
I've been kind of jiving on when I'm not on an audio book or a podcast of some kind. So.
Well, I was big into turkeys when I was younger, just because we had so many.
Yeah.
I could hunt here and get a turkey, and that's since been no good. But now you've taken me with you, and it's like, all right, I had a blast. We got to do that again.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, it was fun. That was so fun.
Dude, I tell you, that's one of those. I think it was you and Jody were in Kansas or something, and I was hunting in Arkansas and could not get a bird pinned down, and it actually kind of makes me I don't know, angry. Like, all right, I got to go. I got to go to Kansas.
We're doing something
So
here.
I was in a Kansas walk-in area, and it's
Yeah.
like, and I killed a bird. I don't even think I stayed the night there.
Really?
I had a place to stay. I think I was on the phone with you, and y'all were coming back, and I was already coming back too. Like, I got one. I'm okay now, but I was like,
pressure's off.
I gotta go, man. I gotta go.
Yeah.
So, which I mean, I don't know. The older I get with deer hunting, it's kind of like I pass some good deer, and it's like if I don't kill one, I'm all right. But with turkey, man, I want to kill a turkey.
Yeah, gotta get a bird.
I want to kill a turkey bad. So
yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm down. You know me.
Yeah. We'll make one of those trips work for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Out of the 2 or 3, I really want to go after Miriam's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I say it every year and it's never
pull the trigger.
Well, it's just like, the public stuff, golly, man, from the research I've done, it's tough. So it's like, I'd almost like one of those birds like that and traveling that many miles. Like I would probably do a deal like we did in Missouri. Like, hey, you got a farm I can hunt on?
Yeah.
And like, if it costs me $400 or $500 or what, I need a guide. Just,
let me go.
Give me some place that I can stay in a hotel room and show me, hey, here's the property, here's the gate or whatever, versus going on public and they say
fighting all the people.
Rough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
From the people I've known that's gone and the research I've done. So, yeah.
Well, you brought up possibly going to deer camp down there. And
that's just a thought.
It's just, we did for, years ago because there was birds.
Yeah.
There was, you go down there and, where our camp's out on top, dude, and you could just listen and there'd be one.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking about. I actually pulled it. I was thinking about different areas because I hunted Poto a couple times last year and got on some birds, but it's the same type of deal. It's like, well, I'm hunting here. My cousin's right down the road there on that ridge. My cousin's over on this. My brother's on this ridge over here. I'm like, all right, like, man, I just can't. But I was thinking about that. Like, how cool if we could go. We'd probably like make a trip over there like during youth season.
Yeah.
And listen.
Yeah.
And see if there's any sign.
Yeah.
And then, because I think it'd be like pretty cool to like do like, let's do a 2-day little camp up here. Or
something
and see
for sure.
Kill some birds.
And I know that country well. So, I could
That's
take
part of the battle is knowing what's on the other side of that ridge and so
exactly.
So forth.
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of history there. And back in the day we had birds, but I haven't seen them in the fall, but that don't really necessarily mean anything.
Yeah, Arkansas is rough, man. Like the predation here is like, it's really, really bad. And they keep pushing turkey season back. And that's probably a whole nother podcast. But for me, I wish they would like literally shut down turkey season for like 3 years.
And let it just heal.
Yeah, and put a bounty on coons. Coyotes, possums, and everything else. But yeah, we probably need to do another one on that.
Yeah, that's another topic for another day.
Yeah. We had a discussion with a guy the other day and like, you really hope they cut it out? Well, not for youth. Let the youth go out. If they can get one done and get it done.
Sure.
Like for everybody else, man, it's hurt. It's so bad from what it was.
Yeah.
Even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
The people that kill them every year know of the few pockets there are of them.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's a pocket here and a pocket there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And other
Scott County is one of the ones that has more pockets than most.
Yeah. But, probably right. Probably right.
But also you get, when I was over there was a lot of out-of-staters license plates, and then all the locals know where the birds are. So, and I'm talking, I was leaving like at 2:00 in the morning, trying to get to the spot. People already asleep.
Yeah.
Sleeping in their rigs.
Public stuff, dude, for that.
Yeah,
really
for
is.
Sure.
But we can go down there and take a listen, though. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Just check it out.
Maybe worth a shot.
Yeah.
I haven't killed an Arkansas bird. Didn't kill one last year. Year before last, I killed one on my side.
Last time I've been down there, dude, I bet it's been 10, 15 years for turkeys.
Yeah.
And that was me and Sabby. And we did exactly what you're talking about. Took a camper down there and camped out 2 days and just turkey hunted. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was a blast.
Yeah,
it was a blast.
I hunt till 10 or so and then come back and hang out and chill out and then go back that evening and see if we can roost them and kill one or whatever.
Yeah. We may
if there's birds there. If there's no birds there, I'm not interested.
Yeah, we can go listen and find that out. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, man, I've been on the land management side.
Projects.
Yeah.
There's your thumbnail.
Yeah, there's my thumbnail.
Yeah.
Projects. Working on projects.
Yeah.
I dove into that thicket out there, like I told you I was going to. And dude, I'm excited about that. After I finished it up, so what I did is I ended up going in to the middle of this. So I was trying to figure it up the other day. I let that grow up. Dude, it's got to be at least 10 years, maybe closer to 15.
Yeah.
You know, it was the upper corner of my opening out here. I just let it go. It's really kind of rocky and rough anyway. I let it go and it turned into a thicket. I mean, it just, and
oh, it's a thicket. You know what it reminds me of?
Deer popped out of it.
It reminds me of the big food plot whenever you first started nosing it. Those little bitty trees.
Yes,
That's what it was.
That's what it is.
You can't really walk through it.
No, no. Well, I crawled in there last week and just got inside. Well, the first thing, dude, when I went in there was a fawn body death.
Really?
Had died inside that little thicket. I mean, I had I mean, it's just a little skull.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, the sucker died in the summer, probably.
Yeah.
Be my guess.
Yeah, it'd have been pretty early on. I told you I found that dead one on mine, but it was a leg, like some coyotes, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking, yeah, so a little fawn probably, you know, mom lived in there and the fawn died for whatever reason.
You gonna Euro it?
No. It was tiny. It's, you know, it was just a small skull.
Yeah.
And I guess it's I may have been too young to tell, but I guess it was a female. I don't know. But anyway, I'd never been in there, dude. I don't know that the last time I had been in there, Christy killed an 8-point while I was at deer camp.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And she's like, I missed it, I guess, you know. And I said, well, go look, and no blood, and we shooting 243.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And then I come home and he went like 50 yards in there and died. And
how far back up does it go that way? I remember going up the hill.
It's a pretty good clip,
Is
man.
it?
Yeah, I would say it's probably about 100 yards.
Oh wow, I had no idea.
Wide, and it's probably 150 long.
Okay, so I had no idea. I see it when we're doing the food plot stuff out here.
It's a triangular corner. So if that was a corner,
sure,
that triangle's kind of taken in right there.
Okay,
that makes sense.
I didn't know it went all the way back that far.
Yeah, yeah, all the way to the fence up top.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, I went kind of towards the middle of that, and dude, I went in the center there, and I took out probably 15 little saplings and trees and just took them out.
Yeah.
And made just an opening. And then I hinge cut about, I would say 10 or 15 feet all the way around it.
Okay.
And then I cut in a trail into it.
Did you make a little corridor through there?
And a trail straight into the food plot.
Nice.
You know, I mean, I didn't even hardly open it up. Just, you know, what a deer would walk.
Yeah.
Actually, there was already a trail there.
Really?
Yeah. And the whole canopy's open now.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it hadn't had that in years and years.
You mean you probably have to go back and do it again in 2 years, so it's probably going to be thick again.
I would think so.
Yeah.
So anyway, a lot of hickory in there. A lot.
Really?
So those are the best hingers, dude, that I found.
Oh, man. I know, right?
Every hickory lives.
I've never done the research if deer actually browse on hickory.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would think they would.
I don't know why they wouldn't, you know.
They eat briar leaves.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you saw that spot I did, was it 4 years ago now? It's like, the hickory trees turn into like shrubs on the bottom, and the whole tree fills out. Like, these are awesome. Yep.
It was little oaks and hickory. It was primarily, and then there was some elm in there too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I dropped it all probably, if I was guessing, like maybe 30 yard wide, 30, 40 yards deep.
Yeah.
That's the whole area.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You know, it's just one of them pockets that I feel like, you know, my goal would be that one time when that buck's pushing that doe and she lays down right there.
Yeah.
Because she can.
Yeah.
The food's just right there. And, you know, she gets up and he follows. That's what my mind goes to. You know?
That totally makes sense.
So see, you know, it's what, you know, it's one of them areas now where if they go in there, especially after the spring, dude, you can't see out of it.
Yeah.
It's like completely.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I've driven by it multiple times on the tractor. And so then when they're messing around, I didn't know how large, I didn't know how large it was.
It's pretty good size. I mean, you know, so, I don't know. It turned out to be,
well,
it was a lot of work.
If you can kind of see, you know, see the trail working with droppings or tracks or whatever, it's like you can go in next year and expand.
Oh yeah. Yeah. See, that was
make another pocket over here somewhere and get 2 family groups in there.
Immediately I thought I didn't make it big enough.
Yeah.
You know, once I finished, I was like, oh, this, man, it's going to get full sunlight.
Yeah.
There's no telling what this will do, you know? And if most of my hinge cuts work, that's just like solid greenery.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So we'll see. I mean, I'll be watching it really close because the stand, you know where the stand's at. And that's almost an observation little thicket there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So if one starts popping out on the regular, we'll know, hey, they're right there in that little spot.
Well, I can tell you it definitely works. I mean, because, you know, those 2 spots I did on my place, there was you know, there's rubs all around that little area, and where some of them, ironically enough, where some of them didn't hinge cut and laid on the ground, where all that grass and stuff grew up, they're laying against those logs.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So some of the hinge cuts, well, some of them I didn't want a hinge cut. I was just going to drop them and make it clear.
So is that like back cover, you think?
I guess, yeah.
And they're looking out.
I'm assuming with the wind to their back,
Yeah.
so they can smell the back and see forward. I mean, that's what you always hear.
That's what you always hear about it, yeah.
Bucks laying on the leeward side of ridges and stuff like that. So, but yeah, they're kind of against the logs. I don't know if that was when it was really cold. And they were looking for some sort of windbreak, or if that's their normal behavior. But I found it interesting. Maybe. I've been out there kind of checking a bunch of stuff out here lately.
Yeah,
so
me too. Yeah.
And you know, the other thing about the bedding area, mine went gangbusters, was that old food plot that I totally done in switch.
Yes.
I mean, dude, it's crazy. They literally flattened almost the whole thing down, I guess, and maybe they quit using. Well, I say they quit using it. I went up there. When did I send you that? Tuesday? Rolled up there and found that shed. Yeah, right there on the corridor going to it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You said it was right there off of so it's off that.
I mean, 5 feet off of the corridor that runs north and south.
Oh, okay.
It was right there, and probably, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 feet off the
nice
switchgrass deal, but it still has tons of droppings in it. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a whole other thing too. It's like, man, that's a pretty good little, so I'm thinking about that new little, those 5 acres I bought, like going in there and clearing out a pocket, full sun, clearing it all out, grinding it all out, and just doing another big switchgrass deal, because I don't really get a whole lot of bucks coming from that direction.
Right.
From the east.
Give them somewhere to plant.
Yeah. So, I don't know, like I told you, I text you, like, I need a dozer. My mind's going 1,000 miles an hour here. I know, like, oh man, what if I did? Like, you know how it goes, but.
Well, if I'd ever pull the trigger on renting one, I'm going to dig a pond, and, I was like, dude, I've done it, like, I've been so close to doing it twice.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, all right, Chris, I'm going to take it, get it for a week, you get it for a week.
Yeah.
And you'll just split the cost.
Like, hey, I blew a track off this thing.
Oh, these are actually pretty new, so hopefully we wouldn't tear it up, I hope.
Yeah.
But man, I'm kind of excited just to see, just like you talked about last week, you're talking about the canopy being full and how much little dude, I put a ton.
Yeah.
If it works.
Yeah.
And I don't,
almost 500% increase in tonnage per 30% decrease in overhead cover.
Yep.
Insane.
That is nuts. Nuts. And so exactly what you said,
yeah.
I'll go in there after the spring, see what we got, just kind of take a look. And if it did work, I may do like 2/3 of that whole thing.
That's kind of what I would do. I mean, even if you did separate pockets, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a doe group over here, maybe some bucks are back over here, and like.
Yeah. And what I did, dude, is in there. So I've got some random sticker thickets in there. Yeah. And it's just this big wadded mess. Nothing can walk through.
Yeah.
And so it's on both sides of it. So it's like even inside of that is kind of what I'd end up doing. So, I mean, security wise, awesome. And then now the vegetation side of it works, the actual hinge cut.
That's how I was saying, if you had that corridor run through, because like, well, as long as they got like an escape route out of that.
Yep. That's what I did.
I could see that being pretty lethal.
Yeah. Once I got done, dude, I was like, dude, this could work good. Yeah. This could work good. And they already staged there anyway.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's that my plot's down below.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, I just gave a bunch of security to them.
Yeah.
Maybe some browse on the way to the lush food plot here. So maybe it'll work. Hopefully.
Yeah. Now the next thing to do, since it's going to be a staging area, is trying to catch the wind the opposite direction of what you need for the big stand, and see if you can get a stand out there hunting over the top of that thing somehow.
Yeah.
A little bow set up.
Yeah. No kidding. Yeah, because you know how they'll stage and stand there for 15 minutes without moving?
Yeah.
That's one of
I feel like that's what my switchgrass deal is, but there's no way gosh.
Just getting to it, yeah. Yeah, it's just tough.
That's why I moved it in the first place. I got tired of being busted out of there. Like, all right, how am I supposed to do this? And that's what started my whole 40-acre project, was like, I killed a couple bucks off this thing, but this thing sucks.
Yeah.
I'm getting busted going in, getting busted going out. Like, you're not supposed to have it in the middle of your property. Yeah.
Yeah, and you gave them a whole lot more food to come to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? A lot bigger draw, too.
Yeah.
So
you got that done. You got your frost seeding done.
Got my frost seeding done, and that was the two things I wanted to really knock out before we get Arkansas hot here.
Oh, I know.
It won't be long, dude.
Yeah. I hear you. It's coming quick.
I know. It's like we went straight from winter to spring here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, the mornings have been a little chilly.
Yeah, it's
but
still cold in the mornings.
Other than that, it's like, it's pretty kooky. Like how,
I know.
Tomorrow's going to be 70 something. Today was, well, it said 60, but 65 in my truck when I was rolling.
Yeah, I was going to say middle 60s today. And
yeah,
man, I mean, it's, and I looked at the 2 week and it's like, it's supposed to be 60s or 70s for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I think we got one day in the 50s and the 30s, and it's like, man, are we going into spring already? I mean, good grief.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably so.
Yeah. We may not get that big, usually get a March cold front, pretty nasty.
I'm still expecting one more.
Yeah, we might do it.
I think I looked at the almanac the other day. I think it was April 12th, April, something like that. That was the last frost. So I'm expecting something.
Something roll through.
A little bit of chilly, yeah.
Well, we'll see, I guess. But so you kind of started a few things too, didn't you?
I got a couple of my projects going. I haven't mowed my switchgrass yet because I was kind of waiting for like year 3 to mow it. So I mowed all of it down, the stuff that kind of blocks my house, the the house plot, the kill plot, and then of course the big plot and all the plot screen. Got rid of all that. There's a lot of plot screen, dude. Well, you saw how thick it was. So I had to hook up my rake.
You told me.
I raked it all out and started scooping it up, rake it out, scoop it up.
Did you make piles of just plot screen?
Shook it off in the woods out there somewhere. I was thinking about burning it because I'm in this, my grass around my pool. My front yard looks like garbage, just pine trees and nothing really grows. But around my pool, I've got a really nice lawn.
Yeah, you do.
So about another month, I'll be out there like scalping it and bagging it and getting all the clippings and dethatching it. And so I'm a member of this, I'm not a member, but anyway, I watch these people I watch. They're better at me than with Bermuda grass. And instead of scalping it and spraying for weeds and doing all that stuff, just burn it. So my wife she was in the living room, kind of looking out the window, and I went to my big torch. And I don't know how fast this stuff will burn. I left it, about, as the summer goes on, you get less and less water. You let your Bermuda grass get higher and higher and higher. And in the spring, you can keep it cut really short, like a golf course. But anyway, so it was pretty long. It's probably 3-4 inches long at the end of the season. And I just let it die off, I got my big torch. I touched it and the wind was blowing a little bit. I had 4-foot flames blowing. I let by the other side of it and she's coming out there like, what's going on? It's like, what are you, like, do you know what you're doing? What'd she say? Like, I want to see if this will burn off all the weeds and not to dethatch this stuff. So I'm sure you know what you're doing. I was like, no, actually I don't. But this is going to be really cool if it works. It just took off. And then so the labs, they run around the back of my fence, So that was my fire break. It burned all the way to their trail.
To their trail?
They shut it off. So I just sat there and watched it. Like,
nice.
It's awesome. So
you're ready to go now, huh?
Yeah. So anyway, where I went with that, I was going to do that with the plot screen. Like, I bet if I can just light this up too and burn it. But it's like, man, if this goes south,
how much materials in that plot screen.
I'm going to be on the news. Like, this is not going to be good.
This crazy guy lit his place on fire.
Yeah. So I got all that. It took me a while actually to get it all cut and raked, and then I went back and went ahead. I sprayed the perimeter of the big plot with simazine, and I did it before the rain because that simazine needs a little bit of rain on it to get it down to the roots. We got a lot of rain, so hopefully it works out. But the old food plot, it already had a bunch of like Johnson grass coming up, so I actually went with a little bit of glyphosate and 2,4-D on that one and sprayed it. Hopefully just get rid of that because I like to get that even thicker and thicker. But it's pretty thick.
It will.
Yeah, especially after mowing it. So I've never mowed mine because I was like, well, I'm going to wait, until it gets of age. But
you can't hardly kill it now.
Exactly.
It's like hardy.
Yeah. So I got my simazine on there. Next thing, before it, well, maybe after it starts greening up, I think I'm going to blast it with urea.
Yeah, that's what you told me to look into. Yeah. That's what I think I'm going to do too.
I'll probably do simazine again. If I see that it actually worked this time, there's not a whole lot of weeds. If not, I'll probably hit it with Gly and 2,4-D I like to have, it didn't matter, the weeds we had here, the ragweed.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, no, it works great.
It's like 8 foot tall. Well, you got a whole deal of it out there. But, and for me, I just like, man, I would love to have just a really clean, beautiful.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Perimeter of switch around this.
Well, that's a, automotive like perfectionist.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
Yeah.
So I would assume you would want that.
Oh, yeah. So I ran into that problem with my daughter. She had to make a balloon car for a science class.
A balloon car?
Yeah, it's a car powered by a balloon.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like some sort of Newton's law deal. So it's like, yeah, you will help me with the, oh yeah, I got you. So I got the bottle outside. I got 3 different colors of aerosol, and I'm like fading orange into yellow with black down below and painting the bottle all up, and I drilled the hole, and it would move a little bit, but I painted the axles black and the wheels were black with chrome deal on it. And she took it to school and was like, she had to build it there. I was like, Dad, nobody else has their car painted. They were like loving my car. Like, it's kind of fade job on it. Who wouldn't love that? But anyway, the test run didn't go too good with the regular straw. So I upped the game and got so you got to sacrifice one of your Stanley straws. So they're about as big as your pinky. So I cut it, heated it up, and angled it down. And then got a bigger balloon, and that dude just, it's a rocket.
Oh, no.
Like, yeah, she won.
So you're going Tim the Tool Man on it, huh?
Yeah, making 2 dice.
Jet engine on it.
That worked out pretty good. But anyway, with this weather, so I've got, I have 50 pounds of cereal rye left. Mm-hmm. And I raked all that stuff up. And let me tell you something that I wish I would have taken a picture of it. Maybe I'll do that. Where my rake got outside of where the plot screen was and actually touched the rye and got down the dirt, dude, the soil is awesome already.
Black?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. It's not real deep, but it hit and I scraped it up. It's like, oh my gosh. Well, I did the buckwheat and the rye and all that crimping stuff. So anyway, I think I'm going to try to drill. I'll make 2 passes, maybe 4 passes where that, plot screen was, mm-hmm. and try to just, get that drill dialed in where I can use just 50 pounds and make a couple slots, and hopefully it comes up enough.
Yeah.
Not the ideal time to plant, but if I can get a foot out, at least I got something to crimp.
To crimp over. Yeah. You don't have a bare spot in the middle out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, I'm getting dialed up, man, because I got a lot of projects to do, but I'm thinking about maybe tinkering around with cutting some of those trees down, mm-hmm. tomorrow, maybe this weekend.
Want to drop some trees?
Seeing what happens. At least I can get the tops cleaned up with my tractor. And then I told you I was kind of wanting to keep the lumber, cut it into 8s and 10s, and maybe rent a skid steer. So I think my tractor will lift them instead of skidding them out and messing up my whole food plot.
Yeah.
And keeping them in that length and maybe setting them on some 2x4s. And they say paint the cuts white with paint, and they'll keep them from checking and rotting
out.
Maybe sawmill them up or something. I just hate to.
Don't want to waste them.
A lot of good wood. Yeah.
Well, see, when I cleared back here for the pond, mm-hmm. all the cedars, I pushed over and saved them to the side. Just in case I could just, because cedars need time to dry out anyway. Yeah. So I haven't trunked them out yet though. So I'll probably do the same thing. Trunk them out. But I wouldn't waste them either.
I just hate doing it because I
figure something out.
And I also have a lot of cedars. First I found this Woodland Mill sawmill. I was like, oh, dang, this thing's only like $2,500. But then when you look at it, it's like, it only cuts stuff 22 inches in diameter. So, mm-hmm. Of course, what if I got this bigger one that we could do? So I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. I'm not going to be a professional sawmill guy, but I wouldn't mind even taking I don't really like the cedars on my place. To me, it's like, I got to do a lot of work on my place too. After that study we talked about last week, like I need to get rid of some trees. Mine's dense.
Yeah.
I don't really have any open hardwoods. Mine's all just bunch of cedars. I got a lot of hardwood on there, but even right there, I made the bedding area. It's dark in there. There's no food in there whatsoever. So, it's going to take me a couple of years to
get it
to get that dialed in. Mm-hmm. But,
I think you'll always be doing something on it. I know
for sure.
I'm year 18 here? Yeah, 18 years.
Yeah.
I'm doing something there.
Oh, yeah.
All constantly.
Sure.
Just if it gives me, like we talk about, that edge we're always looking for. Yeah.
Just
want an edge, man.
Not to mention, I always want to try something different.
Sure. Sure.
Kind of like the corn deal.
Me too.
Yeah, we talked about that I guess it's quite a few podcasts ago. We'll never be hunting on, ag land or Midwest farms, but we try to duplicate that here.
Mm-hmm. Best we can.
When I saw that switchgrass doing so good as a bedding area and how the deer were using it, made me kind of think about corn. Like, man, you get deer to bed in the food plot and they have to step out before daylight, right?
Yeah, right.
Like, so if I did like, an acre and a half of corn and a half an acre strip down the middle with food in it, they got corn on both sides and bedding. So I'm like, I'm going to try it and hopefully we don't get droughted out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. But if it does, I'll already have my rye crimped over. So
yeah,
I mean, it's not going to hurt me. It's not going to kill me.
Right.
I can still go right back and I won't be able to do my buckwheat plot. That's the
well, with that drill, dude, you can just drill into it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not plowing or nothing like that. So
so I was going to crimp my rye over when it gets to that doughy stage, and then drill my corn into it, which is going to be around May. It was when we crimped last year.
April, May, somewhere in there, wasn't it?
Somewhere around there. Yeah, so
because it was just starting to turn.
So about that. It should they should click together pretty good as far as crimping and planting corn. So don't have to spray it or anything. So I'll go in there and block off a couple of my seed trays and start drilling my corn, and then hopefully it works. That'd be really cool.
It would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I admit that would definitely be cool.
Yeah.
And like we talked about, dude, even if it turned into a plot screen and you didn't actually make a head of corn, it would still be the same principle, except there's not food in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, cover wise.
Oh yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
It's something worth trying.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, who knows?
Yeah.
We may have a wet summer. I mean, if we have a wet summer, it'll work.
I know, right?
Well,
I always had pretty good luck when I did a garden over there between me and Mom. I got that 2.5 acres there. And I did a pretty big garden there, and I always grew good corn. I'd do about 6 rows of it, and it always came up and produced. So
yeah.
I don't know. I never really watered it. I never really watered a garden a whole lot. I mean, just depends on the season, what kind of summer we have.
Yeah, for sure.
If we go dead for 3 months, I mean, obviously nothing's going to grow, but
exactly. Yeah, the 10 weeks like we had last year.
All this stuff's going to be here before we know it, man. I was talking to the guys the other day.
Oh yeah.
I was like, man, it's not going to be. Turkey season rolls around. It's like, it's going to be time to start getting on the spraying and getting on this. I'll be, well, we better, if we did a summer crop, which I was going to do this year, I was actually going to do, I can't remember the name of the company now. Green Seed, maybe. They got a really good, instead of going straight buckwheat, it's a mixture.
Summer blend
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the name of that seed?
I remember you telling me about it.
That's what I was going to do, but I was like, I think I'm just going to roll out with the corn and see what happens.
Give it a whirl.
Which we need to start trapping coons.
Yeah, we really need to get on that.
Yeah.
Those hand traps, from what I've looked into, is the best way to go.
Yeah.
As far as, accuracy and catching them.
The guy that made our hats, Yahula guy, he was, he shot a video the other day, and I need to see what he was doing, because I don't know exactly what he was setting the hand traps, but then he put a golf ball on top of them.
Really?
I was like, I wonder what that's for.
I don't know. Yeah.
Should ask him.
I'll talk to the Shipman boys too.
Okay.
And then they're assassins on them.
Well, see if they got somebody's got some like used trap suits. I wouldn't mind just going in with some much of used stuff somebody's wanting to get rid of.
Yeah, I know they got a bunch.
Yeah.
So I'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had it down to an art.
Yeah.
They were catching a bunch of them. And they said, and he said, turkey's already back.
Yeah.
In that area.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I had one hen show up the other day on a water hole.
Did you?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Like, so there's turkey still here.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have quite a few toms come down
the
first ridge, and they would frequent my food plots regularly.
Yeah.
Usually when I was not hunting. I told you that story that was like 3 years ago, I think. No, longer than that ago. It's when I had the old food plot. Because I'd stuck a camera there on the old food plot just for pigs. I was baiting for pigs. I was going to have the boy kill a pig, and I had that stand coming right off the house there. And I was on his fuller one day and drove by that. I was like, oh my God, there's a camera still up right here. Had a big 10-point on it. And this was probably May something, and like 4 strutters just out there in that food plot. I'm like, what in the heck is going on? Because I called. I always do my rotation around that whole place. Down the valley up on Bruce's to make sure to see if there's any birds. Never heard one gobble. There's 4 of them out there strutting, and it's giant 10-point. It's probably 5 years ago.
Dang.
So never saw that deer during season. No, it had to been then. Yeah, because the camera was running all year long, and I forgot I put it there. That's why I was like, no, it wouldn't have had horns in, but it was back from like December, I think.
Earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was back before cell camera.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe. No, I don't think. I think it was probably one of my. Used to run those Brownings.
Oh, you did?
I had a bunch of those Browning cameras. They were like one of those cheaper ones, and I would run those where I didn't have cell cameras. Now I have cell cameras about everywhere, but
yeah. Yeah, we're both about selling.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. But those, so it was one of the ones I put up there just because I'm like, I want to see where these, trying to figure out which directions the pigs were coming from and what I was doing. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, there's stuff to look forward to, man. I mean, that's the deal about this,
Work. Yeah, I know. It's like I told you, I got a lot of stuff going on. Thinking about renting that skid steer. Need to start that wood. I think, what did I count? I counted the other day.
Yeah, how many you got out there? I was going to ask you.
I want to say it was 15.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Full-size trees, too.
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah, most of them pretty big.
Yeah. And I'm no sawyer. I mean, I've cut down a lot of trees.
Don't drop a tree on yourself, dude.
Yeah, but it's always like, I pulled that one down right there by the house, but I told you that story, right, with the ladder and the lone wolf sticks. And
climbed up there all sketchy.
Yeah. I almost fell off the ladder at the house the other day and told my wife, I was like, at this age and this weight, if I fall off this ladder now, because I almost fell, like I had one foot on the ladder and it swung out.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to break a hip. There's no question.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Not going to be good.
I'm not going to be able to bounce over like, oh my gosh.
All the stuff you just had fixed.
Like, call 911.
I'm down.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. It was nice to get it. I haven't been on my tractor in a while. So, hook up the brush hog and hook up the rake. That's the only part I hate about it, is like hooking crap up, Yeah. I had that quick hitch deal on there. Well, it finally I'm too rough on stuff.
Blew apart.
Blew it apart. The springs came out for like the third time. Like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going back to the old way.
Yeah, the hook up and stab it 4 or 5 times before you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those type of things.
Well, I'm moving on. So I'm going to jump into my switch, get it mowed.
Yeah.
And because, man, dude, I mean, 70s, stuff's going to start greening.
I don't know, man, because, it was probably May before it really starts going on last year.
It was pretty late.
May, maybe, May-ish. I was thinking about that, too, as I was like, man, we got all this rain and 70 plus.
Mm-hmm.
We may need to get out there and get it chopped up.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go ahead and get it mowed, brush hog down, and then I need to figure out the best time to fertilize it, try to hit that right.
I think I'm gonna do mine after it starts greening up a little bit.
Are you going to do the liquid? You talked about doing the liquid.
No, I think I'll just go urea. Yeah. I haven't got that. I'll tell you what I do have. I got a bunch of that plot boosts left over.
Do you?
Oh, well, that may do it too.
Yeah, it might.
Because plot start is what is it? Gosh dang it.
Is that the pH part of it?
Yeah.
Getting your pH right?
Yeah.
That's
lime.
Yeah.
Plot start's the lime and plot boost is the liquid fertilizer. But there's also some like liquid fertilizer, like liquid urea stuff out there that I've been watching. That's looks like it's gonna be pretty good. So where the round bells are, I told you eventually I want to make that onto a big giant like dirt berm.
Berm, you told me that.
Shoot into it and then have that berm. So it's like, well, if I do that, I won't be able to get a buggy in there.
Oh,
so I'll have to combine some sort of other fertilizer. That's what got me on this liquid fertilizer road.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that buggy needs a pretty big tractor and it's a pretty big buggy. So.
Yeah. What would we do? 2 tons when we did it?
I think so.
We did a lot. Yeah. The ground was white.
Oh, I know. Yeah. That's crazy. Being asked, we need to do that too. We need to do soil test again this year. Just see.
Yeah. We wanted to wait a year. So yeah, I'm with you on that too. That needs to get done.
Yeah.
Because, we couldn't really gauge it this year on the plots because we had crappy weather.
Yeah.
In the dry and heat. And
bad.
So, the plots didn't do what they were supposed to do. Mm-hmm. The only plot section of mine, like I told you before, that did good is where I watered. That was pretty much it. It got to the height that you think it would get to.
Yeah.
The rest of it never did.
Mine's all green, but I mean,
the same way.
I was getting hammered by does. I mean, I got that test strip I told you about. I want a cage. One year I'm going to finally do the cage thing and see what
test
it out. I never do, but where we spilt all that loading it up is like 10 inches tall probably. And
really?
My food plot is like half an inch.
Yeah.
So,
something getting nibbled on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, speaking of that, dude, I took off today because the truck was coming.
Oh, yes.
And I was working out and I looked out the window and I seen a deer step out. I was like, what the heck? Well, I get to looking. It's an 8-point.
Really?
Yeah, and he come out the top right by the stand, and he's just meandering through there. It wasn't very big, but I mean, both sides.
What y'all doing over here?
And he comes almost all the way up into the yard, and he's just cruising, and then he works his way back to the food plot.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is today? It's like the 5th of March, and it's an 8-point just walked through.
No, I saw you got that big, he's pretty wide 7 still holding, and then I had that 8 holding, which I found one side of him.
Yeah.
he was still holding his. Like, I got like 1 8-point, and that 7, when he first steps out, every single time your heart will skip a beat because he's outside of his ears. So like, he's wide. And like, whoa, that thing, but he's still holding both sides. He was on the whole fork stand scrape limb, just tearing it up last night. He was hanging. He went by that camera probably 7 times.
Really?
Just walking up and down that corridor. Like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. This was like, I don't know, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's like a buck comes strolling through.
Yeah.
I was like March 5th, or I think that's what it is. Yeah. 6th, 5th.
6.
And it's like, I just had a buck stroll through. And like, he shouldn't even have antlers at this point. What's going on?
Yeah, I know. I was surprised too.
I know.
That 7, because I sent you a video of him in snow. It's like, man, so that's a pretty impressive deer. I mean, if he's wide and but he still got he was there last night. Yeah, he was putting his nose on that little mock scrape. I mean, he would leave, come back, do it again. Leave, come back, do it again.
Wow,
what are you doing, bro? Yeah, who knows?
Hoping for a lady or two.
Hopefully I get his sheds. That'd be kind of cool.
Well, it sounds like he's hanging close.
He's hanging real close. Yeah. I drive out there about twice a week just and check the easy spots. And now the switchgrass is gone. I should be able to find them because I feel like I'm going to, when I was brush hogging that switchgrass down, like any minute every time I hear something.
I know.
Was that,
I know.
Was that an
I was thinking about
like,
that.
Because that's where I found a couple last.
Well, see, I'm going to hit this one out here. And, it's a big area. And I'm like, golly, I bet I hit an antler. Because I did that, dude, probably, I don't know, a bunch of years ago. But I was brush hogging and I heard it and got out. And it was like a big 4-point side. And then I chopped off 2 of the tines.
You need to run one of these shed dogs out there that you got hanging in here before you brush.
Oh, yeah, my shed dogs, my 9-inch shed dogs.
Yeah, no, we had, so mine was still pretty high. What would that be? The west side in that, the old food plot. And I went through there and pulled out. Remember we'd done that red osier dogwood in there?
Yeah.
Well, the switchgrass grew up through that wire and I guess just shaded it all out because it just didn't produce. But it had to like fight to get it out of there.
Entangled.
Anyway, I left one and I hit it with my brush.
Oh, no.
I was like, oh, that was a big old. I let it all grind up in there. Like, I ain't going to try to
chew it up.
I ain't going to try to get that out of there. It's an old brush hog. It'll be fine. I did sharpen blades and all that stuff on it last year, so it's greased and lubed and blades are sharp, and so it does nice. When you get that thing set, it's about as good as a 0-turn, no joke. Like
really,
yeah,
nice.
Set it just off the ground and angle it up just a hair, and boy, it just.
I haven't sharpened ever on that one I use, and I know it's like dull as it comes.
Yeah, so I do up down both sides of my road, and then that the 2.5 I used to garden in. And then the 5 I just bought, I keep that all brush hog instead of just get on my 0-turn and just be on the tractor and just cruise around, listen to some music, and then be on the 0-turn and just be, running around there. So I try to keep it fairly nice so I can make it look like it's been mowed. Yeah. Without having to have a, mower behind me. Because then it's like, if you tear one of those up, you're in bad shape. Brush hog, I can bounce it off telephone poles and trees and everything else.
Catch it on stuff.
Yeah.
Rip it up. Yeah, I used to do the same thing, man. Dad had this old John Deere brush hog. Yeah. And it was one of those really deep side ones.
Oh, yeah.
And the sides were straight. That's how old it was. But, dude, I would take it and actually clear land with it.
Yeah.
I could go up to a tree and back into it and chop that tree down.
Yeah.
I did that over and over.
Yeah. I've done that with mine a couple times. It killed the tractor a few times.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah, you don't want to do that for sure.
But it never broke the shear pin on it.
Well, see, that's what this one was, dude. It's like you could not tear it up, man.
Because that little auger that I have, like you hit a rock and I think pops a shear pin. Like, gosh dang. So I went to Track Supply and bought like a 24-pack of shear pins and I was drilling those fence posts, like these shear pins are made out of bamboo or something. Like, what the heck's going on over here? But the one in the brush hog, it'll kill the tractor before it breaks that shear pin.
Well, see the tiller, dude. Yeah. When I remember Richie had a tiller before anybody had one because they were big gardeners.
Oh, yeah.
And I borrowed it one time, and it was the same thing, dude. It's like, we sheared pins and sheared pins. And I was like, this sucks. I don't want to do that. And then I got the one I've got, and I've never, it just chews and bounces and jumps.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got part of the Bricktown till over there.
Well, I remember we were both tilling your big one.
Yeah.
You were on one, I was on one, and I hit something, and it almost killed the tractor. And I was like, what the heck? And that was that gigantic crowbar.
Yeah. Yeah, big rock bar. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that long, huge, and that tiller spit it out. I was like, oh my gosh.
Put it out the other side.
This tiller's awesome.
When I bought mine this the new one I bought, it's a slip clutch. So no shear pins in it. So
yeah, I guess that's what this one. I don't know.
Probably. Yeah.
It's got to be.
I bet
There's
it is,
nothing nothing sheared, and it'll just completely jump out of the ground.
Yeah, that's the way mine does. You know, I told you out there, everything. Well, you know the story, but anyway, I tilled up a parking curb out there.
I know.
Bang, 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 boom! And the tiller like hops up the ground. Like, what in the world? It's like, start kind of clearing the dirt away. It's like, oh, that's parking curbs that are buried out here. Like, what is going on?
Brick city and parking curbs.
Brick roads. Yeah,
tools, all kinds of tools out there.
Yeah,
crazy
tools and I got rebar cell at the house. I had to cut out of my tiller with my cutoff wheel. Just same thing. It just wadded it up like 3/4 inch.
Yeah,
and I cut it in little circles and undid it. Cut in circles and undid it. Like, oh my gosh! So I'm really glad we're at the no-till situation.
Yeah, we're into
I mean, to be fair, I spent hours and hours and hours of tilling and raking and
mm-hmm.
picking up rocks. So I think it's fairly clean now.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, really is.
And I put that land plane on there and like really slicked it out for right before we switched over. So
yeah,
the deer have a nice little area.
Well, it'll be interesting with no trees in it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
It definitely should help everything I plant.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to leave trees in it because I like the look of it, but I think it's just hindering me.
Yeah.
And the shade.
Yeah. Well, and planting will be a whole lot easier too.
Yeah, for sure.
You'll be able to.
And I want to move those fruit trees out, but I already waited too late because they're already like starting to bud, and I got to get them when it's like dormant. I mean, it came on that fast. Like, don't really want to transplant them now and shock them. So
yeah,
but I need to get those moved at some point. So yeah, things you do whenever I thought I wanted a bunch of trees in there, which I do like them because you can, tie limbs down and make scrapes and all that stuff. But once you see, nothing's growing underneath this one or that one or this one.
Or if it's dry and then it's sucked all the moisture up. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Time to get rid of them. So that's what we're fixing to do.
That's what we're fixing to do.
A lot of cutting trees. And I guess I'm going to rent, borrow, steal, hire a stump grinder and grind stumps for days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
what's a good thing with the drill is I probably don't need to get them down like 3 or 4 inches.
Yeah, you're not going deep.
Yeah.
Nah. The tilling days are over, brother.
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah. Well, if you're not doing anything, you'd be doing projects.
Yeah.
This is when you make your place good, is when off season's in.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, well, I don't have to do nothing. Deer season's over. It's like, no, this is when you need to be doing something.
If you own private, start working. I mean, this is when I really enjoy my property. Man, I told you I've been getting my e-bike and just riding trails, hop off, walk a section of the woods looking for sheds. And I like seeing, I don't know, because you know how we do. We do not get on the property.
No, not during hunting season.
I was like, I don't even know what most of half this stuff. I don't even know what it looks like out here. I ain't been out here yet, so it's really, really cool. I really enjoy the property, and I like tractor time too. So
yeah,
I enjoy brush hogging and spraying and doing all that stuff. Drilling can be a little rough.
Drilling takes a minute.
Yeah,
takes a minute, but it's been real successful though.
Oh no,
We've had a lot of success with it.
No, yeah, it's solid, dude. I enjoy it. I love told you, I think the no-till deal, like year 4, year 5, is going to be
special,
legit.
Yeah.
I
agree. Well, guys, that's it for today. We wanted to just kind of let you guys know you need to get on them projects right now.
Get her done. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.
See you.